non-conference games, 43-2. Under Coach Andy Kennedy. Alcorn with the basketball first.
Alcorn State, very quick basketball team. They like to keep the middle of the court open, try to use these pick and roll sets to create the dribble penetration, then score off that.
High arching shot from Marquise Baker off the mark. Here comes Chris Warren back the way. You know, it's going to be interesting watching Baker all night. He will shoot it quite a bit. Zach Graham misfires. Henry with the rebound. Slapped out of his hands. Kendrick McDonald has it for the Braves.
And Marquise Baker doesn't see many shooting opportunities that he's going to turn down. Number 5 likes to let it go.
That's swatted out of there by Henry. Bounce pass, cross court. Nick Williams knocks down the 3. That's his 12th 3 in 27 attempts this year. Around 42%.
That was a tough shot off the dribble, moving toward the basket in the break situation. Difficult shot. Nick Williams made it look easy.
Inside it goes. Michael Starks. No chance. Here comes Ole Miss. Warren kicks it out. Williams again. In and out halfway down the cylinder. Right back out. Here comes Alcorn State.
Love what Chris Warren did in that set. Nick Williams had just made a three-point shot. He creates an opportunity for him to squeeze off another one here early in this ball game. Great setup by the senior point guard.
McDonald traveled with it, took a little baby step. And that's an area of turnovers that have been an issue for this Alcorn State team, coached by that man, Larry Smith, in his 3rd season. 0-9 this year. He's won 8 games in 2+ years. And when you play as many road games as they play at Alcorn, you're not going to have as much success as you'd probably like, especially when you consider the teams that Alcorn plays. They have played Texas A&M, Houston, Purdue, Colorado, Denver, Southern Miss, Kansas State, Nebraska, and South Alabama.
At in front of each one of those on the schedule. That's what makes it really tough.
Warren couldn't get it to go, but there's the freshman DeMarco Cox out of Yazoo City, Mississippi, averaging 2 points a game.
Corey Sanders got the shot block for Alcorn State. And Ole Miss able to stay with it, get the basket. Also a nice start here. They have come to play tonight despite some injuries, despite some distractions. The Rebels look like they are ready to play this ball game this evening.
Underneath, that's swatted out of there. Great block by Zach Graham, and the putback is good as Michael Starks, sophomore, gets the first basket. It'll belong to Ole Miss. There is Andy Kennedy, his 5th year. Hard to believe it's already been 5 years for him here at Ole Miss. Graduate of UAB back in 1991. Jump shot good from Chris Warren.
Silky Smooth, been doing it for 4 years. It seems like Chris Warren has been here in Oxford forever.
That jump shot is perfect. Sanders averaging just shy of two points a game. One thing Larry Smith will do, and that is he'll run 11, 12 guys at you.
Yeah. Don't have a full complement of players available tonight for Alcorn State, though.
Warren knocks down that 3. Chris Warren has struggled with his 3-point shot this year, Barry. Just 27%. He's a much better shooter than that.
It was 2 of 19 during those 3 games down in Cancun. Really struggled with his shot down there. That'll pull your percentages down.
Henry. There's a collision. Get it along. Ole Miss off to a good start. Chris Warren with a couple of baskets, including this 3-pointer. It's the Rebels by 6 here at home. 13 points to overtake Joe Gibson for 7th place on the all-time Ole Miss scoring list.
If he hadn't missed those, I think it was 19 games that he missed during his sophomore year after that knee injury, he would be among the all-time leaders in scoring in the SEC.
Nearly taken away by Stedman Short.
Alcorn State averages nearly 19 turnovers a game, doing a pretty good job taking care of it so far in this one.
Pull-up jumper from Ingram. Javonte Ingram knocks down the jumper. He averages just 2 points a contest. It looks like a little hand check against Alcorn State. That'll go against Corey Sanders. You mentioned those turnovers. Some other numbers that have really haunted this Alcorn State team. They are dead last in Division I. There are 346 teams in Division I basketball, Barry. They're dead last in assists per game at 6, and in field goal percentage. Those are numbers that are going to get you hurt.
Well, they average only 59 points a game, and they give up 88. 0-9 on the season.
Coming off a game at South Alabama. It's a moving screen against Terrence Henry. We'll give it back to Alcorn State, but they had a loss to South Alabama, but came back and actually played pretty well. They were down by a little over 20 in that game, but closed in single digits down the stretch, and they were hoping to get that kind of effort here today, playing harder for longer.
And off to a pretty good start here in this ball game. Of course, Ole Miss a little bit undermanned. Their second leading scorer, Zach Graham, out with a hamstring injury. Reginald Buckner, their outstanding shot blocker, sidelined tonight, being bothered by a knee. Alcorn State taking advantage of that situation, playing well, shooting it well, taking care of it. They've slowed the pace of this game. Doing a nice job here against the SEC's Ole Miss Rebels.
Mississippi, transferred in after playing a couple of years at Jones Junior College. Here's Nelson, kick it around to Williams. Warren dumps it inside, Stedman Short. Nelson wide open. Drive shot off the back of the rim.
Nice execution that time by Ole Miss. Short didn't force it. Kicked it out. They had a good shot, just couldn't get it down.
Henry with another block shot. He has a couple of those tonight. Terrence Henry off to a good start.
They came into this game with 7 block shots, 2 already in this one. Controlling the middle for Ole Miss defensively.
Ball's in the air. And a foul against Ole Miss. Good hustle from Corey Sanders. Dundrekus Nelson will pick up the foul, the freshman out of Jackson, Mississippi.
Dundrekus Nelson hurt his ankle in the Rebels' last game down in Cancun. Trying to play through that situation. Really played well during the tournament after Zach Graham got injured. Dundrekus Nelson scored well, did a nice job for Andy Kennedy's club.
Kendrick McDonald misfires. Here's Chris Warren. Williams. No good. Rebound pulled out of there by Michael Starks. McDonald back the other way. Nice shot by McDonald off the glass. And guess what? Alcorn State is tied up with the Rebels. Warren's pass hit short, but Warren able to corral it. And then threw it away.
Well, I said earlier, Ole Miss was playing with that intensity, got off to a good start. They have lost it here these last few minutes of the game. Defensively, they're allowing Alcorn State to get some good shooting opportunities, and the Braves are taking advantage of that. Just lackadaisical offensively for Ole Miss. Throwing the ball around, bouncing it off players' backs, turning it over.
Another block by Henry. A 6-0 run by Alcorn State over the last 2.5 minutes. Here's Henry. He's Guarded by Starks. Pull-up jumper by Henry.
Terrence Henry, that face-up jumper. They would have knocked that one home. The Ole Miss, without Zach Graham, without Reginald Buckner, they just don't have the guys who can finish in this game tonight. They are not going to be an explosive offensive club just because of the lack of that personnel, unless Chris Warren decides to take over.
Free throws on the way for Alcorn as Marquise Baker will step to the free throw line. Good free throw shooter at 79%. Averages 17 field goal attempts per game. Coming off a 7 for 21 night against South Alabama. Still able to pour in 19 points. But he went for 32 against Nebraska earlier this year. But had to put up 27 shots to get those 32 points.
Shooting 31% from the field. Can't foul him though. He is that shot there. He's still 8 or 10 feet away from the basket. A running shot that he put up there. You can't foul him and give him the opportunity to score from the line. He's good from the line. This is just giving him easy points here by fouling him and sending him there.
This free throw, but Baker comes out of there with it. Now McDonald. Kendrick. Gets it out. Three-point attempt by Sanders. No good. Warren. Kicks it to the corner. Zach Graham misfires. Rebound to Baker. McDonald out of the corner, no good, and a push. That'll go against Alcorn. Shavonte Ingram.
Shavonte Ingram, his first foul, second team foul.
Ole Miss without Trevor Gaskins. He has the hamstring injury. A great three-point shooter for the Rebels. I mentioned misidentified. Zach Graham is the one that is injured, but the second leading scorer, Graham, is available playing for the Rebels. It's Gaskins who's out.
There's Graham, pulls up. He rips the net.
Nice job off the dribble. Graham only a 32% three-point shooter. Just doesn't quite have that range to knock it down from three-point range. He is so much better when he does put it on the floor, get inside that three-point line. Very good off the dribble.
Yeah, he's coming off a 19-point game against St. Louis in their last outing. He went 11 of 12 from the free throw line in that contest. Here's a takeaway. Chris Warren comes out of the pack. Nice bounce pass up ahead of the field, and the dunk from Zach Graham.
Amazing. Chris Warren able to get that pass around Marquise Baker because he did bounce it through there. Got it on the floor. Baker wasn't able to go down and get it, and it bounced up nice and softly for the finish. This will be a good angle. You can see that bounce pass. Baker can't go down and get it, but it bounces right up to the numbers for Zach Graham to pick it up and bang it home.
Little English spins right into the hands of Zach Graham, a senior out of Suwanee, Georgia. Averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds in Cancun. Boy, I tell you what, Zach Graham has a chance to leave Ole Miss as the winningest player in the history of this program. He right now has 73 career wins, needs 14 more to catch Jason Flanagan, who graduated back in 1997. Excuse me, 1997. Flanagan with 87 victories to his total. That'll take us to a timeout. 11:07 to go. Ole Miss back out in front by 5. In 3 of his first 4 seasons. Think about it. There have been 8 other SEC coaches to do it, but name the first one.
That's tough.
I'll give you the last one.
Who you got?
Bruce Pearl.
Number 32,
Solid.
Michael Stark.